introduce our speaker for the day. His name is Mr. Carlos Reza. He is a principal consultant of business development for startup scaling, focused on creating strategies for growth and expansion initiatives. Carlos brings over 20 years of hands-on experience helping businesses of all sizes. After 20 years of hands-on studying economics at Stanford University, Carlos began his career building service operations for major financial and insurance companies like AIG and GMAC. He later shifted his focus to the world of technology startups, where he helped new businesses expand globally using proven strategies. Carlos's consulting practice thrives on word-of-mouth referrals from companies of all sizes, thanks to his practical, results-driven approach. In addition to working with tech startups, Carlos has been a trusted advisor to hundreds of traditional small businesses throughout California, offering personalized guidance on everything from securing funding to driving revenue growth. Through his work with the various small business administration resource agencies, Carlos continues to help small business owners achieve sustainable growth, secure financing, and win contracts in both corporate and government sectors. He is passionate about helping small businesses navigate the challenges of scaling while providing the tools and insights they need to thrive in competitive markets. Now I'll hand it over to Carlos. Go ahead, Carlos.
Hi, and it's a real honor to be here. I am humbled by just the opportunity. I've had a chance over the past few years to get to know Edna through some of the work that I was doing with the Silicon Valley Small Business Development Center. How I ended up there, I thought it might be interesting to share with you. I was working for a startup. That was my last normal job. After working in the corporate world for 20-something years, I decided to shift my everyday work and dive into the startup world. So I sent out my resume to a startup which was venture capital funded. It was pretty much an idea that an interesting product developer had in his head that he wanted to bring out into the world. And I was asked to help out with business development, which was basically, helping figure out how this particular idea may come to life, and then eventually transition into a business where a product could go out into the world and consumers or businesses or anyone would be interested in digging their hands into their pockets and pulling out their hard-earned money to buy this particular product. With that experience, I found my little niche, which was working with CEOs that maybe had left a Google and had a great idea and they wanted to make it come to life. And with that, I just started being asked to help different people in different avenues of the business world develop their particular business aspirations. I have had an opportunity to work with not only brand new products coming to life, but also with individuals that are at the corporate level trying to achieve certain goals, and also the mid-sized company level trying to achieve goals as well. All are different, all require different types of strategies. However, at the same time, they do have mutual needs that I try to help strategize and accomplish. After having a conversation and being invited by Edna to come in and share with you a little bit, I was kind of thinking what might be of interest to folks. And I know that it's interesting that we have someone here with the League of Women Voters in our audience. There is an election coming up next week. Well, what do we do after the election? we have a person with a small business, Li Gang Wu. I really admire small business people. I think your business is small. I'm not sure, but it did sound like it might be a smaller business. And that there are some interesting things that are coming about after the election that we want to potentially take advantage of and move forward with to help cultivate small businesses. We've got John Tang, who's working with a pretty large company. We've got Donna, who's got the museum that she works with, a historical society, among other things, and of course, other folks with the Chamber of Commerce. As I was thinking, I thought that it might be interesting that we dive into business development strategies for startups and small businesses that are built based on timeless principles and relevant trends, regardless of the broader economic landscape. So as along the way in our discussion, I'll mention some very important AI tools that can make implementing strategies easier and more effective. As time goes on, I am working very diligently with businesses in order to make sure that businesses are adapting to technology as it's moving at a very, very rapid pace. By the end of this conversation, my goal is for you to have actionable insights that you can apply to your business that are supported by real-world success stories from startups and small businesses that have seen remarkable growth. In working with small businesses and startups, a lot of times the feeling is that it's us against the world. I am very privileged that we are very privileged that in our audience, there's an expert, I think, that in regulatory affairs, John, that is in our presence with a very prominent company. And also, it's interesting that the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce also has some interesting folks with some other companies as well that are developing and cultivating relationships with governmental entities. So as we dive in for those that are in the regulatory space, it's really important to keep in mind that these regulatory people in the governmental relations industry can support small businesses in establishing effective ecosystems, fostering regulatory compliance, and building knowledge that is required in order for companies to grow resiliently in a very competitive environment. I guess we can dive in from here. One thing that I find really, really important with the different companies that I work with is to really have a deep discussion on customer-centric development, which is the backbone of successful startups. It's very important to identify and deeply understand the ideal customer. In a fast-paced market, being customer-centric isn't just about addressing customer needs, it's also about predicting them. So for the coming year, 2025, and moving forward, it is really important to utilize data and be listening very closely and getting direct feedback from customers. But also, it's really important to ensure that customers know who you are and what you care about and why you're in a business. I have so many conversations with people regarding their business plans. And a lot of individuals talk about how they're very customer focused, how they have an amazing product that is different than what competitors are offering. But what I want to know, and I think what customers want to know, is who the person is. What is the leader's passion? What is the company's passion? What are they, where do they come from? What paths have they traveled? And, what is it that, will help me connect to who they are and what they're offering so I can, maybe enjoy their product and cultivate a relationship along the way. So whether it's a large corporation or whether it's a mid-sized company that is very profitable or one that's small and just barely surviving, it's important to really understand the customer, but also share who you are so that connection, that relationship can take place over the long run. As an example of a company that has been very successful, there's Warby Parker, which is an eyewear startup. It saw massive success by centering its business model around customer needs and sharing their purpose-driven story. Before they launched, they identified a gap in the market, which was affordable, stylish eyewear that is convenient and provides at-home try-ons. They combined this need with their mission to improve access to eyewear. And by openly sharing their values and commitment, Warby Parker, which maybe a lot of us have heard about, they strengthened their bond with customers who not only saw them as a company, but also as a brand with a mission. So my question to all of us that are in business, regardless of what type of business we're in, is how well do our customers know our story? And can we use social media, our website, or any other platforms to really share more about our passion and our experience? Another along the way, as it relates to customer-centric development, it requires a discussion on creating real-time feedback loops. Startups today have access to a wealth of tools that allow them to collect feedback in real time. By actively listening to our customers and iterating feedback, small businesses can stay agile and be responsive. This approach doesn't just create better business products, but also builds relationships where customers feel that their voices are valued and they can better understand the people behind their brand. An example of that is Slack. I'm sure a lot of us have heard of Slack, maybe utilized it, but they started out as a gaming platform. And, so they were building, on video type games, and they transitioned based on feedback and realized that there was an opportunity to become a company that provided internal communications as a tool for businesses. So that particular shift based on customer feedback is what helped get them to where they are today. That particular decision catapulted them into widespread success, and by sharing their journey and inviting users to contribute ideas along the way, Slack created a user-centered product that reflected real needs and fostered connection. So another question we have to ask ourselves is, are we engaging with our customers and sharing our evolution as a business, and how can their feedback loop us back into shifting when appropriate and continuing to deepen our connection as a business through our story? Hi, I just noticed that Claudio Bono has come in, so I would love to know who you are and what you're up to.
Absolutely. My sincere apologies for the delay. Everything will make sense to you. My name is Claudio Bono. I'm the Vice President of the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, Managing Director for 2 hotels and a winery here in Silicon Valley, and I'm a candidate for Cupertino City Council. That's the reason why I was late. My sincere apology.
Oh, no, not at all. And can I ask which winery it is?
Winery at the Vidovich Winery next to Ridge at the top of Montebello Mountain Road.
Oh, nice, nice. Well,
We do our own winery here, our own wine. So I'm trying to, I created a destination hub where we make sure people are staying with us, visit Apple Visitor Center, but also don't have to go all the way to Napa. And we have one of few great wineries, but the world does not know. So Silicon Valley is tired to be the best kept secret.
Well, that's fantastic. Would love to have more of a conversation in that area sometime in the future. But one thing I wanted to mention is that I'm not a storyteller. I'm not an educator. I'm more, I mostly just work with people one-on-one with, CEOs, directors of departments, small business owners, CTOs, trying to identify, pain points and then strategize along the way. So, the fact that, we're here in a smaller group, I very much appreciate it. And it's a lot more fun to really have an intimate conversation. But I did have some talking points I wanted to share, and I'll continue here. So the next part is it's really important to leverage technology and automation for growth. If we kind of think about technology as it's been evolving, how long have we had something like ChatGPT? Maybe a year, maybe 2 years. How many people do we know are really using it? Not a whole lot. How many small businesses are using something like a ChatGPT? Even less than that. And it's a really, really powerful tool that is helpful, not hurtful. And so, it's really important to, in the area of business development going forward, really use automation to streamline processes. Automation can save time and reduce errors, allowing startups to focus on strategic growth. Startups as well as traditional businesses. When I say startups, I think of tech startups. There are tools, and as we go along, I'm going to share names of tools that exist that can help you along the way. Some of them I've used, some of them I haven't used, but I'm familiar that they exist. When the time comes, I will utilize them. In the area of workflow automation, there's a tool like Zapier, Zapier, and HubSpot for CRM automation, CRM standing for customer resource management. And another one like Intercom. Intercom has AI-based chatbots for customer service that can automate repetitive tasks and improve efficiency. As an example, a success story. I love using success stories because some of these success stories that I'll be sharing, they may not have started utilizing AI, but if there had been an AI tool along the way, maybe it would have helped them to speed up the process of growth. And or smaller companies, they can catch up to these companies that are a lot further along the way just by utilizing the tools that exist now. So a company like Buffer, which is a marketing company, they automated its customer service, and that allowed for repetitive tasks to be expedited, and it allowed human teams to focus on complex issues. Other tools such as ADA, or Drift, DRIFT, can further enhance customer interaction with personalized automated services. So as business owners or people that are leading departments or different initiatives, can automation tools like chatbots or CRM streamline our operations? Other things that are important, and people talk about this a lot, it's very common, but data-driven decision-making will help us to strategize going forward. I'm not an expert at Google Analytics, but I have used it a lot. Tools like Google Analytics and Tableau turn data into actionable insights. And these help with more advanced data-driven decisions. There are AI tools like Looker, Looker, or Domo, Domo, that can identify trends and opportunities from large data sets. These help small businesses improve strategy. As an example, I'm sure we've all heard of a company called Blue Apron that's based out of the East Coast. They refine their offerings by analyzing customer data to understand popular ingredients on their menu offerings. Today, Blue Apron is actually using AI tools like Power BI to automate and enhance its data analysis, leading to quicker data-driven decisions. So the question for us is, are we using AI-powered tools to make strategic decisions based on customer behaviors? Another important aspect that now and into 2025, regardless of the election outcome, is very important. We all do it. I've seen how the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce has evolved with this, but it is innovative digital marketing and building a brand that connects. Content marketing and social media storytelling. Storytelling through content is key. AI-driven tools like Canva, which I know Edna uses a lot for easy graphic design, Lumen 5 for video creation. Who out there is not producing a video? Yeah, everyone has to do that now, right? And ChatGPT, like we talked about a little while ago, for content ideas and copywriting can help startups and businesses create engaging content that connects with their audience. It speeds up the process. It makes us seem a lot smarter. We gather data a lot more quickly, and we can share with the world what we're really good at doing just by utilizing tools like this. As an example, Glossier, which is an online cosmetic skincare company, they use storytelling and user-generated content to build a loyal following. Today, a tool such as Hootsuite Insights, which I know Edna uses, or Sprinkler can help Glossier track and record and respond to brand mentions on social media, creating more personalized engagements. Companies that are not using these tools are probably falling a little bit behind, and we have to help speed them up. So my question is, are we using tools to create and optimize our storytelling content? Another really important thing is leveraging micro influencers for achieving reach. Finding and managing influencers is easier with AI platforms. These platforms are platforms like Influence and Influence City, which allow us to connect with people that can really help us maybe even potentially go viral and achieve massive growth in a very, very rapid period of time. As an example, HelloFresh partnered with micro-influencers to generate buzz. Today, they could use something like Aspire IQ or Tracker, TRAACKR, to identify influencers and measure campaign successes. So we got to ask ourselves, are we leveraging AI tools to find the right influencers to help us with with whatever our niche may be? Another area of importance is building a scalable business model. We have to create systems and processes for growth. Scalability relies on effective systems, project management tools like Asana or Trello, Trello, support team collaboration, while platforms like Airtable allow data to be organized and scaled efficiently as our company grows. As an example, the food service company Sweetgreen, I think they're a restaurant, scaled by building streamlined processes and digital ordering systems. Today, there's a tool called Monday.com and also Smartsheet that could further improve our operational scalability. So we have to continue to ask ourselves, are we using the available project management tools to keep our systems scalable? Another important aspect is using outsourcing and partnerships for flexibility. Platforms like Fiverr, Fiverr Business, Fiverr Business, and Upwork connect businesses with freelance talent, providing flexible expertise without long-term commitment. This is ideal for startups aiming to grow without overextending resources. Spotify we've all heard of Spotify, the music software platform, outsourced early infrastructure when they were getting started. They outsourced, focusing on product refinement. Now, a tool using AI platforms like Turing, Turing, or freelancer.com can help Spotify. An entity like Spotify access global markets and talent in minutes. So ask ourselves, are we leveraging flexible on-demand talent to handle growth without overcommitting? Next area of importance is building and retaining strong talent, a strong team. Fostering and engaging company culture is super important. As mentioned earlier, a tool like Slack for communication, or another like Office Vibe for tracking employee engagement, creates a supportive culture, boosting morale and retention. There's a company, it's an online retailer called Zappos, that created a positive company culture by focusing on employee happiness. Today, utilizing AI-powered tools like 15.5, that's 1.5, the word 5, could help Zappo provide insights into employees' needs and engagement levels. So at the end of the day, are we using tools to build and track a positive company culture? There's, since the pandemic, a thing that happened, which is a lot of people went remote, and continuing to offer remote and flexible work options is super important. Of course, you know, we are utilizing Zoom right now, which is actually a tool for video conferencing. There are others as well, such as Notion, Notion, for project management, and CRISP, KRISP, which, you know, I think we were conversing with Donna a little earlier about background noise. Well, something like CRISP can help with that, KRISP. As an example, there's a company called InVision, which is a whiteboard productivity platform that has been fully remote ever since inception. Today, remote work tools like Loom, Loom, or Miro, Miro, could further improve remote collaboration experience. So for companies that I work with, I always ask, are we properly equipped to offer remote work options? For larger companies that are going to the return to office model, I ask, what are we doing to keep our employees really interested and engaged so that they feel that there is a lot of value to returning back to the office? It's really important to keep that in mind as well. Lastly, the final aspect is incorporating sustainable and ethical practices moving forward into the year 2025. It's going to be really important that we keep that in mind as well. Committing to sustainability and eco-friendly practices. There are AI type tools like SourceMap, SOURCEMAP, that helps track supply chain sustainability, and ecology with an I that supports carbon offsetting. We have to keep these types of things in mind moving forward as our focus in the area of sustainability and being nice and kind to our world evolves over time. An example of a company that's a success story is Patagonia, which I'm not sure. John, are you wearing a Patagonia right now?
Costco's best, Carlos.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a huge fan of Costco.
It might have been made by Patagonia with a Costco tag on it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, it looks good either way. It wears well on you, John. But yeah, so Patagonia built loyalty through sustainable practices using platforms like Good On You. It's called Good On You. It's a platform. Could help them monitor and communicate their impact to customers. You know, so we should move forward and continually ask ourselves, are we utilizing tools to track and promote our sustainability efforts? The other aspect and final aspect is promoting ethical business practices. Ethical AI tools like the Just label provides transparency about supply chain practices. There's another called Ethical Bean, which is an example. It uses blockchain for transparency in the area of coffee sourcing that allows customers to verify ethical practices that are taking place among different businesses. As an example, Ben & Jerry's champions transparency and ethical practices. If you're a fan of ice cream like I am, today AI-based tools could help them further along with their ethical practices across the supply chain and sharing with customers and you know, the community what it is that they're doing to really be nice and kind to the world. So we must ask ourselves, are we utilizing AI tools to enhance transparency and communicate ethical practices? So that's sort of what I wanted to share with you in terms of the various strategies for 2025 that
The pauses are getting longer, Deb.
so, pardon?
Sorry, Carlos,
Cut off.
you've been cutting in and out a little bit. Not enough to ruin what you said in the past, but this one was about 5 seconds worth of dead air time.
Oh,
So,
okay. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of that.
No.
But
Good.
you know, so to conclude, I hope these AI tools have inspired you to be equipped with insights to take your business into 2025. Beyond the specific tools and techniques we discussed, I want to emphasize the importance of building, as a business owner, your own ecosystem. Develop a network of resources, whether they're partnerships, mentors, or technology tools. You can create a support system that helps your business stay resilient and agile. This ecosystem doesn't only leverage your immediate resources, but also connects you to external knowledge, tech advancements, and community support. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Carlos. That was super interesting. I took copious notes because I do feel like the chamber is pretty current. Thanks to Edna, that we stay very current technology wise. We have not ventured into Chat GPT, but what's kind of interesting is Edna and I were just talking about it this morning with regards to furthering out some write-ups that we actually have. But I want to open it up to the group that's on here to ask Carlos any questions you might have on the topics that he brought up this morning.
Yeah. Hey, Deb, I can start with that. Carlos, thank you so much for your very informative discussion. One of the things that it confirmed in my opinion is that the technology almost has no limit, right? I mean, there's so many technologies and applications and things out there. How does a business owner, whether they're small or large, I mean, particularly the small ones, which is who the chamber represents mostly, how do they get started on this? Because there's so much out there and there's so much noise and stuff like that. It's really hard to kind of hone in and figure out how to navigate this.
Yeah, thanks for that, John. And yeah, getting started is going to be pretty much based on what's important for any business. You know, so for instance, Deborah just mentioned ChatGPT. I don't know what the chamber does to raise funds, but I can assure you that raising funds is pretty important. So how do you raise funds? Maybe you have to write a proposal, you know, respond to an RFP of some kind. You can actually crank out an RFP by utilizing ChatGPT in a matter of hours. For a small business. Yeah, there are so many small businesses that I have conversations with that that want to apply for a bank loan, right? And part of the bank application process is, what is your business plan? What do your projections look like for what you want to use your funds for? It used to take me, 4, 5, 6 hours to sit down with a business owner and write up a business plan that could be presented to a bank for an application. Now, just by utilizing that particular tool like ChatGPT, you can do it in an hour or less. So it's a matter of identifying what the particular needs are and then right away exploring, is there a tool that can help me? And then going from there. So how do you get started? Identify the need, whether it's a business plan, whether it's utilizing an accounting program, a platform, whether it is managing customers through a customer resource management platform. They all utilize AI tools, and that's how you get started. Just identifying your quick pain points and looking for a tool to help you. I hope that answers that.
I don't have a question, but more of a comment. I think the $1 million idea would be how to use AI for Dummies book, because there's so many at this point. There's the alphabet of AI, and now Apple just came out with Apple Intelligence that is now even linked on my phone. So we are going towards easy. The question is you can either push a button and ask a question, it tells you how it is, but the question is like, you have the knowledge, but how do you apply it? And to apply it, but in the right way, because I think it's as if we were at Hogwarts, like Harry Potter. We have the book with all the spells, but we still don't know what's the direction on what's the ABCs, and how do you go by even once you have all the answers. So I think that because it's so randomly available and it can do it all, still people are confused on how to use it. Maybe not the new generation or the future one, but the current one, we're still adapting. And I heard from many reports out there that by 2026, we're all going to be AI driven from A to Z. Everything will be AI master-minded, if you will. So that will remove some kind of individuality and intelligence on my end, I would say, because we're going to rely heavily on all of those. But the question is really, how do you go with the ABCs with all that knowledge, and what is the proper way to use it? That's why I'm saying someone can make $1 million here by doing a book like Navigating ChatGPT for Dummies.
Yeah, that's a great point, Claudio. And it's as was shared with John just now. It's just a matter of identifying, where your particular needs are, being a self-learner, relying on this data that's coming in and the available tools to learn them and implement them one step at a time. It doesn't have to be done all at once. But the self-learning part is important. The other thing that I try to caution some people on is, and we've probably all noticed it, which is, this is my own verbiage. I call it ChatGPT vomit, where people ask a question and then they repeat it, they cut and paste it, and like we're relying a little bit way too much without thinking. So really, doing some deep thinking about what we're sharing, what we're using, making corrections along the way, because it's not perfect. What is being fed into these machine learning tools is, what's being utilized by way of algorithms to spit out. But, sometimes we all know that the person that is delivering this messaging or providing this particular tool or utilizing it is, potentially not using something that either came from them or is really working for the particular goal that we might have in mind. So just really thinking about it and taking it in small steps. And, the other part, that I kind of mentioned at the end. It's just building our ecosystem and relying on, our network of people that will be able to help us along the way, not having to do it all ourselves.
So scary that you can do patents based on AI driven only these days. Yeah. But I think for raising money, like you said, I mean, I think we can continue as the Chamber of Commerce to even offer courses on how to use AI and which one, because there's the alphabet of AI you can find on App Store, right? And you don't even know which one is the best, which one is authentic, which one is the most up to date. So there is right now, we're mixed with all these AI products and it can be confusing. That's where we're, at least that's where I am.
Yeah, but for business development, for business scaling, for growth, implementing tools is really going to help us either to catch up to somebody or just gain momentum, and that's really important for moving forward now and after the election, I guess you can say.
And by the way, can I say, did anyone told you you look so much like Mark Cuban?
No, but I'm a big fan of his, so that's the best compliment I've heard all day. Yeah.
His pocketbook too.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But thank you for today's presentation. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any
Thank
more
you.
questions for Carlos?
No
Legal.
question, a quick
Mary-
comment. I just thank you so much for the insightful topic today. And actually, we are already implementing some of the tools, and we are also using the ChatGPT. I used a couple of the tools that were mentioned in the presentation, like 15.5, and right now we are also trying to implementing like a AI powered customer service for our business.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ligang, what is your business?
We are an art school.
Art
So-
school.
Art school, yeah. We teach art. So we have right now we have 6 locations. 6 locations. We have about 4,000 students.
Wow.
And we have a lot of customers. The customer service is actually a very critical for us. That's why we are trying to implementing something like the AI powered chatbot and maybe even AI powered voice customer service.
So there you have it right there. You're a perfect example of what we were talking about just now. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, I'm really honored to have been here. Thank you so much for the invitation. And if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. I'm on LinkedIn, and that's a great way to connect with me if you ever want to.
I think we have another question or comment,
Okay.
Marianne?
I just wanted to add emphasis on one of the comments that you made, Carlos, partnerships and people-centric. I think we tend, especially some of the younger, more high-tech people, and I come from the high-tech industry myself, but we have a tendency to not pay attention to the personal interrelationships that are so important, which is how we would find out what the customer needs really are.
Right. That's true.
Absolutely.
Good.
Donna?
Coming from a nonprofit, but we sell history. I mean, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? And history is so important. And in our group, how we sell that, how we interrelate with people, and this has kind of helped me to think that we need to use some of these tools and get out to the people. So thank you. I just want to say thank you for your great It was really great. I was bombarded by hummingbird while I was watching this. He just thought I was a flower, I guess. Anyway, thank you so much, Carlos. That was great.
Well, thank you so much. So I'm happy to answer more questions, or I will just allow you to continue with your meeting. And again, I'm honored to have been here, and thank you. And I look forward to maybe another conversation sometime in the future.
Anybody
you.
else? Any questions? Thank you so much, Carlos. I wanted to make a little announcement too for everybody on here. On November 8th from 5 to 8, we have our Star Awards and 70th anniversary. And this is the part that's probably going to interest you the most, Carlos. We are rolling out a special history collaboration with both the
Yeah.
Cupertino Historical Society and the city of Cupertino. We have our very first app development that celebrates 7 stops for our 70th anniversary of the chamber. That is an application that will be developed, that will be downloadable off of the chamber website. That is a augmented reality app that has 7 of our businesses or interesting stops in the city that is supposed to drive business, celebrate history, create tourism, and also create foot traffic for our business in the city to help people walk through the city as like a little treasure hunt. And it's being toured by our new robot, our virtual reality robot called, we've named him Coop, as in Cupertino. And so we will be rolling out this project at the gala. And hopefully you will all buy tickets and attend and come on down and join us for some fun and some socialization, and also honor our volunteers, employees, and honorees. One of which, Claudio, is one of our honorees for his volunteer efforts in the community. And so that's November 8th from 5 to 8 here at the Hyatt in Cupertino.
Really neat.
And if not, download the app and come join us in Cupertino for a little treasure hunt.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome. Wait till you see it. I'm really excited about it. Really excited.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
same as McClellan?
I already bought the ticket.
Awesome. Yeah. Tickets are coming, and it's going to be a fun time. And we're actually here at the Hyatt because we have a meeting to kind of get the details of logistics and everything laid out with our project manager here at the Hyatt. But thank you so much, Carlos.
Thank
What a
you.
very informative talk. We will be reaching out. We will have a lot more questions. We are very proud that the chamber is pretty current, thanks to Edna's efforts. And we will remain current and hopefully ahead of the curve.
That's awesome.
But I do believe we will be the first chamber to have our own app. And there's a big surprise for 2025 as well. Because yes, I have other ideas. Ask Donna. I have lots of ideas.
Yes, she does.
Ideas.
Yes, she does.
It
I
sounds
just
like
have-
you're
I just need
using too
people-
much AI.
Yes, but I just need people to help me implement them all.
Right.
So
Right.
good.
Because my famous tagline is, it's just me and Edna. We just need more people to help.
That's right.
Well, thank you
Thank you
again.
so
Thank you so much. All right. Look forward to it.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a great day, you guys.
Okay, thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.